So we asked our Discord what their perfect ban list would be, and oh my goodness, did we have some really bad takes. What's going on, guys? My name is Susu from Head to Head Battles, and in today's episode, we're gonna go over what could be the best ban list ever. But before we get into it, guys, make sure to slap that like button, because if this video gets over 1,000 likes, we're gonna be giving away an Albaz Strike structure deck. Now, if you guys want to join this giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell down below, and comment down below what you think the perfect ban list will have. All right, let's get started right away with the Forbidden list. Now, there are only two cards that I really want to talk about, and the first one is Artifact DAGDA. Now, a lot of players in the comment section are going to be like, you should ban Scythe instead, but DAGDA is the real problem card. DAGDA is a link to that is easily summonable from any combo deck, which will set Scythe straight from the deck. Now, the main issue is if you ban DAGDA, most combo players who still want DAGDA are gonna have to play Artifact Sanctum and Trap Tricks. Now, Artifact Sanctum will summon DAGDA straight from the deck, but again, if you go second, or if you lose a dice roll and have to go second, and you open multiple trap cards, you're literally losing. And on top of that, even if you go first and you open multiple trap cards, you're still probably losing. So combo players are definitely not going to be playing Sanctum, and maybe they could find another way into Scythe, but DAGDA makes it way too freaking easy. The next card that I do want to talk about is Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Now, what this card is a link 3 that is summoned via Crystron Halqifibrax and Despot 001. It summons you 3 tokens. Now, those 3 tokens alone, plus Despot, already gets you Herald of the Arclight, which makes Forbidden Droplets unplayable, and makes it easy Borreload Savage Dragon with other extenders in the hand. Now, a lot of synchro decks do abuse the Halqifibrax and Auroradon, but decks like Ellick, that is a trap deck, being able to summon Borland Savage Dragon, or rather Borreload Savage Dragon, and Herald the Arclight is absolutely insane, right? Now, it is a splashable engine, and if Konami doesn't really want to ban Hulk, just ban Auroradon instead, and problem is solved. All right, so the Forbidden list was really small, but the limited list is going to be huge. The first card that I do want to talk about is freaking Skill Drain. Konami, why is Skill Drain at 3, and why, instead of like being sacked and like not expecting it, now I have to expect it whenever someone sets a back row. Like, floodgates do hurt the game a lot, but getting Skill Drain hurts really bad because it came back to 3 because of probably Master Duels. And if I don't want to deal with it in Master Duels, why do I have to deal with it in the TCG as well? Now, this next card that I do want to talk about is actually Union Carrier. I can see Union Carrier coming off the ban list because of Therion's coming out, but Union Carrier will really boost the ABC strategy, and it really got banned because of Drytrons, but with Ava banned and Drytrons not being as powerful of a deck as it used to be, I can see Union Carrier coming back. I mean, obviously being abused for other things, but the main issue that it was banned is not going to happen anymore. So with the expected Therion archetype and ABC Therions being a deck, I think ABC Therions with Union Carrier would really carry the deck to make it even more enjoyable to play. The next card that I do want to talk about is Orcust Harp Horror. Now, Orcust is a deck that hasn't been doing anything in the meta because one, it's been, skill crept to oblivion, but even if you gave them Harp Horror back to 1, it doesn't really solve the main issue with the deck, that it doesn't just put up enough in today's meta. So I think Orcust players will rejoice at Harp Horror to 1 without much impact into the meta, if any at all. The next card that I do want to talk about is freaking Mystic Mind. Now, imagine getting Skill Drain and then Mystic Mind on top of it. Now, if you put Mystic Mind to 1, outing 1 Mystic Mind isn't that difficult because most of the time, you'll have an out or 2 in the deck and you only need to see that out or 2 1 time, as opposed to 3 freaking times. If you get Mystic Mind 3 times, I'm sorry for you. I'm gonna apologize on behalf of every Mystic Mind Yu-Gi-Oh player out there in the world today. Now, if we put Mystic Mind to 1, not only do players have to really be careful with how they bait out cards to actually get Mystic Mind to resolve, but they'll see it much less. Now, you can argue, you have cards like Metaverse, Demise of the Land, and Terraforming, but most of the time, you'll never see a Mystic Mind burn deck in the upper tables anyways, and it's more of a nuisance deck than anything, but definitely if a meta deck can take advantage of Mystic Mind, it definitely sucks. But if Mystic Mind is at 1, it will make players less inclined to play it in their decks because generally they have better solutions anyways. Another card that I think that could come back to 1 is Zodiac Dryden. There are multiple cards in the format, namely DPE, that can pop cards and is essentially much better than Dryden anyways, and Dryden will always be a Zeus turbo deck. I don't think Dryden coming back to 1 is going to damage the meta in any way, shape, or form. Even if you go Dryden set 4 pass, it's not that powerful. A lot of players wanted Dryden banned because of the pop interaction, but we have DPE. If you're gonna argue Dryden needs to be banned, then we need to ban DPE. DPE is not getting unbanned, so just give us Dryden back to 1. Let the Zoo players do what they need to do. I mean, we have Tenki to 1 now, and Barrage is banned, so I don't see us getting Dryden back having that much of an impact with the deck being hit so much anyways. This next take is really base, but I really think Thunder Dragon Colossus could come back to 1. A lot of people in the comment section are going to argue, no, you can abuse it with the Nemesis cards. But listen, Thunder Dragons has been a deck that's been in most people's binders for the longest time. I think Colossus back to 1 is definitely, definitely a much more interesting topic for sure. I mean, obviously, let's have that discussion, in the comment section down below. But Colossus back to 1 will make Thunder Dragons playable again. And I don't think that most decks cannot out Thunder Dragon Colossus, because now we have Forbidden Droplet, we have Chalice, we have Imperm, we have a lot of cards that out a singular Colossus. Now, multiple Colossuses might be a problem, but I don't think outing 1 is going to be that difficult with the amount of cards, like going second cards, that we have in the meta today. Now, we can't hit Sword Souls directly because they are too much of a new deck, but the card that we could hit is freaking Tenyi Vishuda, all right? That freaking spin back, easily summonable, easily put off into the graveyard with that Link 1, the Tenyi Monk. It's too broken, right? Now, it allows like Tenyi players, or rather Sword Soul players, to go second, and it allows them to go first to dump it for when they go third to spin a card off the field. It's too good. It's too freaking good. And before we get into the semi-limited list, a quick word from our sponsor, Sugen. Now, onto the semi-limited list. There's only 2 cards that I really want to talk about, one being Dynamite Knight, the True Draco Fighter. This is a card in the True Draco strategy that helps them to get their trap cards from the deck onto the field. Now, we have Ignis Heat at 3, we have Maiden at 3, and Dynamite at 1 currently, with True King's Return coming back to 3 as well. Now, I think Dynamite coming back to 2 will definitely help bolster the strategy and allow the True Draco engine to be a little bit more popular, because it's definitely lost a lot of popularity now. I mean, I could sit here and say bring back Masterpiece back to 1, but I get flamed every time in the comment section when I do, so I'm going to say Dynamite to 2 and keep it clean. The next card that I do want to talk about is Salamangreat Gazelle. Now, the Salamangreat strategy has always been Sunlight Wolf, set Rage, set Roar, 3 hand traps. It doesn't really boost consistency because the deck is technically already pretty consistent, but seeing multiple Gazelles allows you to not go into some of the lines of play that might play into Nibiru, but the deck kind of always plays into Nibiru. So I don't think Gazelle to 2 will fix any problems, but I think it will definitely make a Salamangreat player feel a lot better about their day. And finally, let's move over to the unlimited list. Hashtag free my boy Pot of Desires. Now, I truly believe Konami limited Desires because Gren Maju is unironically the best deck, and before they unbanned me, they had to make sure the deck wasn't as good, so when I do come back, I just don't win the next YCS or something. I don't know, it could have been that, it could have been something else. The next card that I think that could come back to 3, and every Hero player will freaking love me in the comment section, is a Hero freaking Lives, all right? Paying 4,000 life points just to get Nibiru'd, I don't know. I mean, it's a card that won't really affect the meta at all, because heroes still don't have a negate, so, a Hero Lives, getting Nibiru'd, no negates, what can you do? The next card that I do want to talk about is Salamangreat Circle. Now, with Gazelle at 2 and Circle at 3, I believe a lot more players will come back to the Salamangreat strategy, but again, the deck is already pretty consistent, and I'm not really sure if players are going to even play 3 Circle 2 Gazelle in their deck list, but it definitely does help bolster kind of a stronger opening hand. And even if you do technically not open enough hand traps, you definitely have enough recursion if they don't beat you that turn. And finally, the last card that I do want to talk about, and this is going to start a war in the comment section, is freaking Maxi, okay? I think Maxi can come back 3, don't at me. Okay, now Master Duels, we have Maxi, okay? In conjunction with Ash, Gamma, Crossout Designator, and you being able to play Maxi yourself, I can see Maxi coming back and kind of keeping these combo decks in check, right? Now, in the OCG format kind of caters towards a more control-oriented game, or rather a control-oriented pace, as opposed to in the TCG where kind of like throw your hand and throw your deck onto the board. I think Maxi will definitely keep those decks in check while keeping the game kind of at a slightly slower pace. And I say slightly slower because there are so many outs to Maxi, right? You have 1 Called by the Grave, you have 3 Ash, you know, you could play 3 Gamma, 3 Crossout Designators. Most of the time, Maxi, I don't see it resolving in the TCG anyways, and I don't think Maxi is going to make the game worse. So if you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comment section down below. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to slap that like button. Like I said, if this video gets 1,000 likes, we're gonna be giving away an Albaz Strike Structure deck, and all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell down below, and comment down below if you agree or disagree with anything that I said, or what you think the perfect ban list is going to have. All right, so that's it for me today. I've taken up way too much of your time. My name is Susu from Head-to-Head Battles, signing out.
What's up, guys? If you haven't subscribed, make sure to click that button right there in the middle.
Also, if you haven't watched that video that YouTube is recommending you, it's probably crazy, all right? Go watch it. This is Susu from Head-to-Head Battles,
Head-to-Head Battles,
signing out.